Well, this is quite a weird plugin.
Crabtendo.
What is going on, guys? So I'm back at it again doing a review on Concept, which is by a company named Krotos. I never checked out any of their stuff, but at WinterNam 2020 they won the best plugin award, so I definitely want to see what the concept is behind this. Yeah, that pun really did suck. But other than that though, let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. The link will be in the description box if you are interested. I'm going to talk about some of the presets and stuff like that, and some of the inner workings of this plugin, because there are some pros and cons as usual. So let's start from there. So again, the link will be in the description box if you want to check this out for yourself. I highly recommend downloading the demo, but I'm going to start by playing a demo of a track that I created.
Crabtendo.
Not bad. So Concept is an interesting plugin, to say the least. I think a lot of things about it is really good. There are some things that I don't like about it, but I want to go ahead and talk about like the UI itself. It's an all white UI, which could be a pain in the neck if you look at a screen all the time, but I did see, and I don't know how to change the actual color of the UI itself, but as you can see, you can stretch it out. And I'm pretty sure it is coded using Juice. Going and diving into the UI itself, you can see it has two oscillators where they have two different waveforms that they blend in between each other. So that is the magic behind that. The sound. So you can hear the sawtooth and the square wave combined together. And it has some pretty interesting form factors in terms of like frequency modulation, FM synthesis, and frequency depth. And it's being demonstrated in between these lines right here as it goes back and forth between that. And that's where I start talking about some of the other things as well, like the XY capture, which is the coolest part of it, I believe. If you go into capture mode over here, you can record what you want to be modulated, and this is where you would just hit record and then to start recording stuff in, and then after that, you know, you can just play it back and you see it's wavering around. And then you can start messing with the playback speed. You can double it, you can half it. You do have a filter section, of course. You can interchange between these. I believe that's their way of like being able to rearrange the effects, because you know, you have flanger here, you have a compressor, limiter, saturation, transient shaper, ring modulation, convolution reverb, which is an interesting reverb that they are using in this particular form factor, because that means you can import wave files inside of here. And it doesn't just stop there. I mean, as far as like other things that you could do, you can modulate the envelope and stuff like that. You also have your LFO section, which is very traditional. Do some other stuff too as well, which I can't do right now while I'm screen recording, but you can actually route this inside of another MIDI track or an audio track and use an audio source to use that as modulation, which is a new kind of synthesis that I haven't seen in other stuff other than like a vocoder of sorts, where you would have to have some type of audio source and then you would just combine it there. So that's pretty cool. But what is the best thing about it is if you aren't a sound designer, guess what? You can just roll the dice and then you can tweak stuff. You can adjust the voices over here if you don't have enough CPU, which it is a CPU hog. Well, yeah, you can adjust the CPU as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just switch gears and play some of the presets because I know that's what a lot of you guys want to hear off top. So tell me how you feel about this. I really don't know. I kind of like it for some of the things that it does, especially the fact that it has a randomized button. I think that's a really good plus there. So that's a really good pro. And on top of that, they look at modulation in a different form factor. I think the XY pad and being able to record that stuff is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of something that Rob Papin would develop, but at the same time, it has its own characteristic about it. I definitely see the tones of this sounding much different than other plugins as well. I think the tonality, if that's even a word, it sounds really good. So the cons, I definitely think it is a CPU hog, but I guess that goes with the modulation or whatnot. But other than that, though, I think it's pretty good. Do I give this the stamp of approval? I'm thinking about maybe 75, 68%. I don't know. Somewhere around there. I think it's pretty good, but they definitely need to work on the CPU usage and all that in a further update.